Welcome back. We're done with the first half of this final dungeon, and now we got a pretty important boss fight coming up. Yeah, they know the room's ominous right away. Yep, it's Ariel. It's time to deal with Ariel once and for all. And, both her and Lysander have been, the major antagonists for most of the game. I mean, it's only an hour and a half or 2 hours into the game when they start causing trouble, and they've been our adversaries ever since. But now it's time for the confrontation, and she starts going on about the future, and you start seeing how she wants to kind of become Lysander's new wife, I suppose, because he's single now, and find out a little more information about that. And of course, this is not going to be a surprise to anyone who played Master of the Wind, but it was a big deal when this game came out at first, because we find out that it was actually Ariel who killed Linnea, and Lysander had been under the assumption that it was one of the rebels, maybe even Seth, but no, it was Ariel, his own sort of second mate. And it's obvious to see what why she did it. A number of reasons. Oh, jeez. It's nice. Turnus doesn't hold back his insults just because he's talking to a woman, that's for sure. But yes, I mean, she wanted to make Lysander single, so she did. And it also was kind of a Lady Macbeth sort of move, that it sort of enticed him to action against the rebels, made it personal for him, and made him more hardcore. So you're going to see that the overall sort of pace of this sequence of fighting Ariel is almost identical to Master of the Wind. And the Master of the Wind Ariel fight was very much a tribute to this fight. And we're fighting her on her own at first, and it's not particularly tough. I mean, she's, because she's only one person, it's hard for any one adversary to stand up against, four of them. And, but in this game, she relies pretty heavily on status effect skills. Almost all of her attacks comes with a sort of status thing, a status impact. So that can make her quite a handful, even if she's only attacking once a turn. And now we gotta get Nova back up, because she got hit with a wicked spell. Wicked powerful spell. It's in Boston, it's wicked powerful. Park the car. So yes, there's another one. That's just knocked Nova right back out. She's really weak against that for some reason. I think because it's got a thunder element. It's like a combination dark lightning spell, and Nova's vulnerable to lightning, so that's not good for her since she's water. And now she's confused two of them. See, this kind of stuff keeps coming up because she just knows all these different status effects, and makes her pretty tough. But if you get into a groove here, you can chop away your hit points pretty quick, as long as your attack has been debuffed like ours. We're gonna have to start doing some other stuff until we can get that attack thing back up. So, and some of my friends, I remember, didn't particularly have a difficult time with this fight, and I could tell they felt like they're a little disappointed, because Ariel got built up a lot. She was supposed to be so hard, and I think actually some of that sentiment was said by a few people who played Master of the Wind as well. But Master of the Wind in general is easier than this game, I think. Was trying to make it a little more accessible. This game was just kind of, not really intended for a huge audience, so I wasn't particularly concerned if people would piss and moan about how hard it was. Because that was the thing with the Master of the Wind battles. I mean, we can never win, I mean, the early versions of the game were sort of notorious for difficulty. And so, we kept hearing people saying, like, oh, it's so hard, oh, I died so many times, that went back and, you know, kind of, well, this is our bane. I shouldn't say we. This was mostly his work. And he basically just rebalanced everything and, you know, changed a lot of the, you know, the way the stats worked and crap like that. And the game was, you know, significantly easier after that. You know, you leveled up quicker, and the enemies just, you know, I think generally had, you know, less powerful attacks. And so, you know, it was much more palatable to your sort of average gamer, that mythical, you know, casual gamer, who I don't think really ever plays a game like this. But a lot of the hardcore people were starting to feel like, oh, you know, it's too easy. Like, I never lost, and it's not any trouble. And so you really can't win. This is the bottom line. you just can't. All right, so her status effects keep me busy, but it's only a matter of time before she goes down. She just takes some tough hits, and but that's only the first half of this whole business. And the second half is much more challenging. Oh, look at that double crit. Man, that's cool. And then she's down. So, yeah, so that's the first half. And lets you save, which is an omen. And now you see those two magic circles behind her? They are not there by accident. She's going to summon 2 monsters to help her. And we're going to have to fight her again. And it's much harder. Actually, this fight was notoriously difficult among, you know, my friends. Oh boy, they hated this fight. They got killed like over and over and over. And it is very tough. But there's a pretty good strategy you can use if you know, are aware of the vulnerabilities, because there are vulnerabilities here that you can exploit to make this a bit easier. The first is that the one on the left, the one with the wings, can be shocked. He's vulnerable to shock. And the one on the right can be burned. I figured because he's wearing a big cape, he can set on fire. Now, if you burn the guy on the right with the cape, you know, pretty soon after the battle starts, then that'll eat away at his hit points slowly, and then he'll, you know, it'll take a much short time to get him out of the picture. And the guy on the left, if you use Dancing Sword as often as you can shock him and make him lose his turn, which reduces the amount of the attacks coming at you. It doesn't always work, but it works a lot of the time, so it's worth trying. So, but if you didn't know that, you know, this kind of thing, this fight was just brutal, because you had, you know, Ariel and her spells, her wide variety of spells. Yeah, the winged demon basically casts a bunch of fire spells, pretty powerful ones. And the cloaked one does very powerful physical damage. So it was a lethal combination. I mean, it could take you down in like 2 or 3 turns if you had some really bad luck. So, I guess in my head I thought that, you know, the players would resort to trying out the various status effects and finding out which ones did work, and then incorporating that into the strategy. Because, you know, a fight like this, you gotta have something, otherwise it's just unfair. And but like I said in one of the other ones not too long ago, you know, we're kind of accustomed to Final Fantasy where the status effects only ever work on you. You know, and you're almost never able to use them on the bad guys. But you know, in this game, I kind of changed that. Master Lin was the same way. See, the cloak guy already went down, and that's the burn damage doing that. Because that takes away a lot more hit points. You know, poison only takes like, you know, 10 hit points off a turn. The burn status takes off like a lot. He was probably losing a couple hundred hit points with each turn, if not more. So you can finish him off pretty quick, and then, you know, it's much more easier. And the winged guy is probably going to go down for too long, and then we just have to deal with Ariel again, which is, you know, obviously not nothing to sneeze at because she's tough. So we're holding her own pretty well. Pretty happy with that. Oh, there we go. I shouldn't have said that. Nova went down. Ari's confused. That's not good. So far I've done well, but I shouldn't coast yet. I mean, this is still going to be pretty hard. Alright, Let's see, what am I getting here? There we go. And of course, having to deal with these stats effects all the time. Oh, jeez. Arius was still oh, there we go. Okay. So Nova got knocked out again by Arius, as a matter of fact, because he's confused. That's gotta be the worst stats effect of all, isn't it? I can't think of any sort of typical RPG stats effect that pisses me off more than that one. When you have your guys attacking their allies, that is such a pain. But, you know, now it's just Ariel on her own, and we just did this a few minutes ago, so it shouldn't be too difficult to beat her down again. Man, but you gotta watch out, though. She can do some big attacks like that. The Death Cloud. But we'll start, you know, starting this quick machine up again. And that's gonna be the end of her. Very soon, I'm sure. So, you know, it's that's Ariel. That's fighting. She's gonna go down soon, and like you saw, it's pretty similar to the Master of the Wind fight, with one difference. In the Master of the Wind fight, after you beat her two little guys, she summons a really big one, and it's sort of a ooh, wow, that was really strong. Okay, not out of the woods yet. We better do use one of those Titan potions. I mean, we're almost at the end of the game, so I've been hoarding them this whole time. It's time to use them. Okay, so that was good. And, yeah. It's like I was saying, in Master of the Wind, she has this, this big demon she summons, and then you gotta fight him, and he has a lot of hit points. So it was even more of a marathon in Master of the Wind. Which I got a big kick out of that. I thought that was great. I think it exhausted a few players if the commentary on TV tropes is any indication. There's a lot of like tropes listed there that are pretty much all synonymous with, like, you know, Ariel being difficult and long and everything. But we're done with the second part now, and she's just panicking. I mean, she's just lost twice in a row, and now, you know, we're gonna see. You know, a final lunge on her part, but Nova's gonna step up, and they're gonna have the last exchange of blows. Here we go. Who won? And Ariel falls over, and with that staff sticking out her back, that's pretty brutal. Nova just shoved that whole thing like right through her just now. So it's that's the end for Ariel. Not forever, as we know. But for Clean Slate it is. And Nova's avenged her parents. And the only thing to do left is... the only thing to do left... What am I, Yoda? The only thing left to do is go through the rest of the fort and find Lysander. Although before that, we're back in the battlefield. And we'll see what's going on with the rest of our party members. Like, I guess I save after the equipment screen or something. Yeah, I don't know. Let's just check everybody's stuff. But we'll do the fighting with them next time. Peace.